Welcome to Veena classes. This is KK Jha, and as I had told you that very fondly I am being called Jha sir. I thought of taking up this topic being knowing about the Independence Day. Many of the students usually have observed that they have some confusion. Civil holiday for the celebration of the anniversary of the beginnings of national independence is known as Independence Day. As we have our birthdays, we have our marriage anniversary and many other important days in our life. Likewise, this is the day when, since the nation had its birth, so it's called National Independence Day. There is a saga of Indian history, and if we look back, if we have the glimpse, we are really finding that many more incidents had happened. Here I have tried to capture them, and I am admitting that maybe that I might not have done the justice, but still I have tried my level best to put in here the main incidents date wise. And I would like to focus some said out here. First is British rule in India began in 1757 following British victory at the Battle of Plassey. What had happened in Battle of Plassey? Robert Clive, the one under his leadership, the entire British soldiers, they had attacked Bengal and their prominent Nawabs, among them all the very genuine and very true soldier of the nation, Rajudola, and his French allies, they had been defeated. Then there comes up Indian Mutiny, 1857. Here what happened? Mangal Pandey, the pioneer who had raised his voice against Britishers, as they had put in a kind of compulsion that while opening up the cartridge, they had to bite into the papers just to open it up, and there some religious stigmas, they are there to make them feel very embarrassed. Then there comes up beginning of Indian independent movement during World War I, 1914, led by Gandhiji. Gandhiji was observing the whole thing, the oppression done by Britishers, and then he took up a vow to make this country free, and he had taken up the Indian independence movement, the charge into his own hands. After we find Jallianwala Bagh massacre, 13th April 1919. This was the kind of massacre which is a blot on Indian history, where we find that many of the people who had gathered in a park to discuss certain issues, to make rather their comrades free, as they were arrested by Britishers for no reason. Here the General Dyer, who had opened a fire onto the innocent people, many more people, they had died. Thereafter there comes up non-cooperation movement, where again Gandhiji had emphasized that we would not be cooperating with the Britishers. He rather gave a clarion call to the people that why not we should avoid Britishers regime. There comes up next Khilafat movement. Again here, as it happened, the Ali brothers who had resented against Britishers, and they had insisted the caliphate of the Ottoman Empire that should be restored. So for that sake, there was the resentment. Later, there comes up Chauri Chaura incident. Here we find again the Britishers, they had done the tyranny, the oppression, as it happened that some of the people who had gathered, who had protested against Britishers, and they get out the police station. There some commotion occurred, and then police had opened a fire. Many more people, they died. Thereafter, there comes up the Swaraj Party. Now here, two pioneers, Chittaranjan Das and Motilal Nehru. These were the people who had founded this, and then they had given a call to the people that we should have our self-rule, self-governance. There isn't the requirement of interference from the Britishers. Then there comes up Simon Commission. Under the leadership of Simon, there were some members who had come to India to suggest some reforms in the Indian Constitution and also various functionings. But then the trouble was that all the members were from British Parliament only. So Indian revolutionaries, they had the objection. Thereafter, there comes up civil disobedience movement. Under civil obedience, as it happened, that people started boycotting Britishers, their any kind of law, any kind of orders, any kind of commands. Everything was to be boycotted. So again, Gandhiji gave a call to the people, and people had accepted that. Thereafter, Gandhiji realized that somewhere some sorts of violence is happening, and then he focused on to another way. This was entirely non-violent, and the individual satyagraha by Gandhiji, that came up into force. So he sat for that and adopted a very, very non-violent way to impress the people that by ahimsa also we can have this self-governance. Thereafter, there comes up Quit India movement. This was a bit more powerful, and under the leadership of Gandhiji and many other leaders, they all had given a call that we should straightway give a command to the Britishers that they should quit India, and then they should hand over the powers to us. Thereafter, the cabinet mission had suggested for Union of India, and they had given us a plan to have princely states and British India, these two combined together. But then they also suggested that certain powers should be vested with the British India. They were very much categorical: foreign affairs, defense and communication. And rest of the powers, as they had suggested, that they should be invested with the princely estates. So that was it. Thereafter, national independence from United Kingdom on 15th August 1947. This was the day for which Indian people, they were longing for many more years, decades rather, and then that day came into light. On this very day, Indians had the freedom. This was a day of pride, a day of ecstasy, a day of something very big. We Indians are very much indebted to our forefathers. They had put in a lot of struggle, lot of sacrifice, and then we are here. They have handed us over a completely independent India, the nation for which we all are feeling much, much prouder.